What's up friends, welcome to this video. I've never really had a perfect morning routine, and so I thought I'd try to get more structure in the mornings and try to form a more concrete and more solid morning routine, and this is what I'm going to cover in this video. I think it's always good to reflect on what we're doing and to ask ourselves why we're doing certain things, and what should we change, what can we change, what can we make better. So my current routine, I guess, was not much of a routine. It consists of waking up by an alarm, just waking up, drinking some water. I did try to stretch now and again in the mornings, but I was not very consistent at all with it. So that was one of the big things that I wanted to change and wanted to incorporate into a better morning routine. And then from there, after waking up, getting ready, then I immediately find myself at my desk starting to work. But I guess for maybe half an hour before starting to work, you'd be checking emails, Facebook, Instagram, any social media, stuff like that. So I guess I also wanted to reduce that, or at least eliminate that. And yeah, you can see that there wasn't so much structure or any mindful sort of aspect to that routine. It was basically just wake up and sit at your desk, get to work. So there were a few things that I wrote down that I wanted to incorporate into the morning routine. One of the main things though that I made sure to be aware of was that I wasn't planning to have a sort of set routine that I wanted to follow to the T every single morning. That wasn't my goal. My goal was more to have these number of things that I wanted to do, or I wanted to do more of in the morning, and just try to every day incorporate them, whether I incorporate them for a long time or for just a few minutes or whatever the case is. I just wanted to make sure that I give every one of those points a bit of attention in the routine. That was more my goal. And I did this because I know that for myself, that if I try to give it a rigid, perfect structure, then I was probably setting myself up for failure, or down the line it will eventually fail, in the sense that maybe one day I don't have enough time to say I wanted to do 30 minutes of stretching and I don't have enough time to fit it in. Then I think it affects your mindset, where you feel like, oh no, you haven't done what you wanted to do. You wanted that 30 minutes, but now you could only give it 20 minutes. So in a sense, it kind of maybe subconsciously makes you feel a little bit guilty for not completing it. Anyway, that's how I thought. So I wrote down a couple of things. Some of the things were to obviously do some stretching in the morning, some breath work, a bit of meditation, and some reading, as well as if I could get in a walk in the morning and just get some sun exposure as well. Those were the core ideas that I want, the core points that I wanted to address or make sure that I gave some attention to in the morning. I also wanted to try to wake up better and not have to snooze an alarm, and to just get a better night's sleep. That's for a separate video. So how was I going to do all this? How was I going to accomplish it all, I suppose? The first point was that I needed to wake up a little bit earlier. Initially, I wanted to set that goal of waking up earlier, plus or minus 6 a.m. rather than, let's say, 7 a.m., for example. But I guess the goal is to wake up anywhere between 5 to 6, give adequate time to be able to do all these things. I think if one can get an hour at least before have to start their day with their normal stuff, an hour is a good starting point. But I mean, even half an hour is good to start with, and then as you get better at it, you can slowly increase that as you need. In order to wake up earlier, I then tried to make sure that I slept a little bit earlier. I became a lot more stricter on going to bed at a certain time every night, even on the weekends. And I think that really made the biggest difference, because if you can sleep earlier, you can wake up earlier, and once you wake up earlier, you have the time to do the stuff. Time is no longer an excuse. The new routine, I guess, was I woke up, drank a lot of water, brushed my teeth, stuff like that, the usual. If it was a sunny day, I'd take a very quick walk, or if the sun was just shining through the window, I'd just sit in the sun for just a couple of minutes just to wake up, I guess. Then I'd start off with some breath work, just a couple of basic breath exercises, breathing in for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds, breathing out for another 4 seconds, and holding again for 4 seconds and repeating that. There are various breath exercises that one can do. It depends what you like and what you feel works for you. So yeah, I did a couple of breath exercises. I then incorporated some reading of some spiritual books, some self-reflection books. I made sure to give some time to reading. After that, I would do either a short yoga flow or just some stretching, sort of a very short but daily routine of stretching just to cover all the bases. I didn't worry or focus on trying to stretch deeply or anything like that, just to get some movement in, some mobility in, and go through some of the poses. And then once that's done, I would just do a little bit more breath work and maybe a bit more reading if I had the time. From there, something which I've been doing regularly now is taking these cold showers. So straight after that, jump into a cold shower. It really wakes you up. So I think it's a good start for the day. And then from there, straight to the desk, all ready to work. So I think the main point I wanted to get across was what I said before, is that it wasn't so much about getting a strict routine going, but more so giving yourself time, or giving myself time to do these self-reflection sort of things, And one doesn't have to do all these things at once. I mean, we can just pick one thing, add that one thing into your daily routine, incorporate that for a bit, and slowly add in the next thing that you want to, and so on over time. It doesn't have to be an abrupt change. It's sometimes better to be a gradual change. But I guess it just depends what works for you and what you hope to achieve. If you have any insights into anything that you added to your morning routine, please do let me know. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.